Dear students, so we have gone through many aspects regarding subject-verb agreement, and I have tried to cover most of the rules that are important in your spoken language, written language, and also when it comes to your exam purpose. The last part of this aspect, that is subject-verb agreement, wherein I have taken few usages which are always confusing and wrongly used when we speak or when we write, or even when you try to fill in the exercises in your exam or in your books. So concentrate a lot here. So these are the basic things you have to know and which is important in your daily language usage. Okay, we will start with the video. So here I have given you the usages. Use a singular verb with distances, sums of money, periods of time considered as a unit. Concentrate here. Distances, when you are telling about the distances, then is sums of money, then periods of time. So all these usages, when you put it in a sentence, you have to go for a singular verb because we consider it as a unit. It is a single unit. Now, there are some examples. 50 rupees is the price of the book. 50 rupees. So, you tell that the price of the book is 50 rupees. You cannot tell it as R because you are telling 50 rupees. So, it is a unit. 50 rupees, 10 rupees. So, it is a unit. So, 50 rupees is the price of the book. 6 kilometers. So, you are using S here. 6 kilometers. But it is a unit. So, what you have to do again? You have to use the singular verb. 6 kilometers is very near to travel by car. So, I have given you two examples here. One is regarding the sum of the money. The other one is the distance. Okay, now next, there are some usages again with words that indicate portions. Portion of something. So, when you are indicating that also, the usage will be singular because again it is considered as a unit. Example, a majority, some. See the usages here, all. If the noun after it is singular, use a singular verb. If it is plural, use a plural verb. So, this is very important here. So, these usages, when you are using a majority of people, some children, all the children. So, like this, when you are using the noun with these usages, if it is singular, then you have to use a singular verb. So, when the noun with these usages, if it is singular, then you have to use a singular verb. And if it is plural, then you have to use the plural verb. Okay, we will go to the examples. A majority of people are attending the party meeting. A majority of people. People is in plural form and you have taken the usage a majority. So, since the noun is in plural form, your verb, that is are, it is also in the plural form. A majority of people are attending the party meeting. Now again, some usually we use with uncountable noun. Some we use with uncountable noun, wherein you are not able to count it, you are telling a portion of it. But here, see there, some of the cakes. So, here it is in plural form. So, your verb is also in plural form, that is are. Some of the cakes are missing. Some of the cakes are missing. If you tell some of the cake is missing, means there you refer the part of a single cake. But here, some of the cakes means maybe there are some cakes kept on the table or in a vessel. So some of the cakes are missing. See the usage and the difference there. All of the pie is gone. All. The usage is all, but here the noun is in singular. Pie. It's a single pie. All of the pie is gone. So here the verb is. So here you have to keep it in your mind when you are using a majority, some, all. Even when it comes to your usages like a lot, a plenty, I have told in the previous slides. So you should be very clear there. The noun, when it is used in the singular form with these usages, then the verb is also in the singular form. And if the noun is in plural form, then the verb will be also in the plural form. Okay, now the simple usage I have taken at the end. Everyone knows that if you use any number of nouns and you put it together with the conjunction that is and, then usually it is more than one. A fish and an octopus are sea animals. A boy and a girl. A book and a pen. So usually when you combine things, or if you tell a book, a pen and a eraser. So when you combine these things using the conjunction and, it always means it is more than one other than the word pairs. So don't get confused there, other than the word pairs. Even in word pairs you see there will be two words with and, cup and saucer. Don't go for that. Just when you combine nouns with and, which are two different words, then it takes the plural form. In sentences, so this is clear, I think it is very easy one. So when you, it is a general rule. As a general rule, use a plural verb with two or more subjects when they are connected by and. If you are taking two or more subjects and you are connecting it with the help of the conjunction that is and, then it is always the plural one and you have to go for the plural verb. Now there are some sentences. So usually how do you see the sentence? You will have a subject, then you will have a verb and you may have some object or whatever. But you have so many types of sentences. Sometimes the sentence may not start with the subject. It may start with the direction or it may start with the places, reference of places. So that time, how will you recognize the verb? See here, in sentences beginning with here or there. Here or there, it is a direction or the reference of place. The true subject follows the verb. So usually when it comes to subject-verb agreement, what is the rule? You have to identify the true subject or the main subject. This is what is one more thing you have to keep it in your mind. When you go for subject-verb agreement in a sentence, you have to identify a true subject or the actual subject or the main subject. It's very important. That's why I tell you keep reading. As you read, you will be in a position to identify the actual subject. So here you can see they have told you, or the rule is that when you have sentences with there and here, what you have to do is you have to see that the true subject follows the verb. The true subject follows the verb. What's the meaning? See the example. There are 4 trees. There are 4 trees. Okay, there it is telling the existence are. Are is a verb. 4 trees. So which is the actual subject here? 4 trees. There are 4 trees. So are is a verb. 4 trees. Trees, it's in the plural form, and there are 4 trees. So the usage is are. You cannot tell there is 4 trees. There is a coconut tree. There is a coconut tree. You can also tell like among those 4 trees, there is a coconut tree. So one tree is a coconut tree. There is the verb. A coconut tree, it is a actual subject. Here are the books. Here are the books. So you are showing the place there. You can just imagine like that. Here are the books. Are is the verb. The books, it is the actual subject. Here is the pen. Here is the pen. So it is singular, is the pen. So now again you can concentrate here. Are 4 trees. What is happening here? The subject, that is the true subject, follows the verb. Means you have the verb first and after that you have the subject. Is a coconut tree. Here is the verb, here you have the subject. Are the books. Here is the verb, here it is the subject. Is the pen. It is a verb and the pen is the subject. So this is how, when there is a change in the structure of the sentence, usually what we think is, if it is a sentence, you will have a subject, you will have a verb and an object. Rama is a boy. Rama is the subject, is the verb, a boy is a object or the reference you can tell. That pattern will be set in our mind, but you can have different structures of sentence wherein you have to concentrate for such things and fill in the blanks. And this is very important for both the 10th standard and the PU students. Now, if the two subjects are regarded one, the verb is singular. As I gave the example at that time, see, there will be combination of words or the usage itself in the same way, that is like the cup and saucer, the needle and the thread. So what happens? These two are considered as the single unit. The cup and saucer are on the table, that is the wrong usage. The cup and saucer is on the table. They are called as the word pairs which are used in our, what is that, language when we speak or even in your written language. So they are joined words or they are pair words, or you can also call it as the proper combination of words. The cup and saucer is on the table. So here you should not get confused. You cannot ask me a question, ma'am, there is and here, and you have told us that when two nouns are joined with and, it becomes plural. Yes, that rule is true, but when it comes to such combination of words, then you have to go for the singular verb, that is. Whenever we use a pair of, this is one more important usage. A pair of, we use a singular verb. A pair of. When you are using this usage, a pair of, then also you have to go for the singular verb. A pair of scissors is here. A pair of scissors is here. Because scissors always it exists in the plural form, means it will have S in it. And when you are telling a pair of scissors is here, then it will take the singular form. A pair of socks, you cannot tell sock, you have to tell it as socks. A pair of socks is kept in the cupboard. Usually they are used as a pair itself, isn't it? You don't wear a single socks, it's a pair of socks. So the usage is. So all these are usual questions that are repeated in your exams. So concentrate here. When there is a usage of a pair of, then you have to go for the singular verb. Dear students, I think I have covered most of the aspects that are very important in subject verb agreement, and their usages are the most important part of your English language, and this is the aspect which you have to concentrate a lot and go through the video again and again. This is the reason why I have split my videos into small parts so that you can see the videos or view the videos whenever you are free and see the rules there. Try to follow the rules, and most important is when you read your lessons especially. So what you have to do is you have to see how these rules are applied there in your textbook or when you read the newspapers or when you are reading articles, and thus you become very clear regarding this usages. You cannot by heart it. I tell you very clearly, you cannot by heart it or memorize it. It comes by the way you apply it and the way how you try to enhance your language. So keep reading and try to follow these rules both in your spoken English and also the written English, and it will also help you out in filling the exercises when it comes to your exams, because this is the main part wherein you can score full marks when you are perfect, that is the grammar part. So I hope these videos regarding subject and agreement is really helpful to you all, and you will all make the best usage of these videos. So watch the videos and subscribe the channel. Thank you one and all.